Hi, good morning. It's Saturday, the 11th of April, 2026. Hope everybody had a good week. Today I'm going to the baseball game, see my Mets. Unfortunately, we lost again last night, so we got a three-game losing streak. So hopefully, my going there, me and my brother will break the Met losing streak. The problem is they're not hitting, which is horrible. That's Juan Soto's out too. Unfortunately, he's not going to probably come back until probably back to when they go to the next homestand. I think then he'll be back, which is they play today's game and tomorrow's game, and then they go on the road. They play LA, and I think they play Chicago, and then they come back home. And I think then Juan Soto will. So it's not next week; it's the week after. So then I think Juan Soto will be back. And speaking of Juan Soto, it's bobblehead day for Juan Soto. Um, I'm told my bro the game to meet me at 1 o'clock at 34th Street because he comes from Jersey. So I told him to meet me at 1 o'clock because the parking opens up at 1 o'clock, and I'll pay for the parking. It's like $40, and it takes you. I looked the thing. It takes a half hour. Like the last time we went before, I think when it was like saying that they were giving away his jersey, my brother went the wrong way. He went uptown instead of downtown. So I know he gets tell him to go over the Third Avenue Bridge. I think not the Third Avenue Bridge. It's there's a bridge from like where we're 34th Street. It takes you right onto the bridge, and then it takes you the Midtown Tunnel, and then takes you to Jersey. Not to Jersey. I'm sorry, to Queens. Midtown Tunnel takes you to Queens, and it should take about 30 minutes. It says to get to City Field, but I'll say maybe with the traffic, maybe it might be 40 something minutes. So that way we can get there like a quarter to, and then like I said, the stadium opens at 2:10. I saw on the ticket that I got it said the stadium opens up at 2:10. It's a 4:10 baseball game, so the stadium opens up like 2 hours before game time. And so, like I said, they're having a Juan Soto giveaway. So I want to get online so we can get so I can get the bobblehead. So I'm gonna call my brother. After I finish recording this, so I'm gonna leave my house before I'm gonna do a little put my clothes in the cleaners, take the clothes out, go to the supermarket, do that before I have to leave. Because, like I said, it'll take me about maybe 45 minutes to get downtown. So I'm gonna try to leave like 10 to 12, so that way I can get downtown before 1 o'clock. And I told my brother to meet me at 1 o'clock, and I'm gonna call him again like 9:30 and remind him and say, Dad, listen, I don't care what time you have to leave. Make sure you're there at 1 o'clock. I'm gonna try to be there before 1 o'clock, just before one. Okay, because like I said, the trains run slower on the weekends, but to get to 34th Street, normally I think it takes me because I go to usually 47th. Uh, that's where my job is. I leave my house usually like 6:35, so 25, and then it usually takes like 40 something minutes during the normal time to get to work if there's no train problems and stuff. Or sometimes even it takes me like 30, like less than 40 minutes to get to work. And so I know with the train running a little bit slower, and I think the train goes local on the weekends, but I should still be able to get to Midtown by to 34th Street at least within 50 minutes. I think even 55 minutes at the most. Okay, so that's why I say I'll leave at 10 to 12, so that way I can be down there by at least a quarter to or 10 to 1, and I'll just wait on 34th Street by Macy's for him because he comes from Jersey. And I tell him we'll just all he has to do is take the Midtown Tunnel. Well, he can program into his GPS. Excuse me. All we gotta do is take the Midtown Tunnel, and we should be able to get to even with traffic, because like I said, the game starts at 4 or something. So most people are taking take mass transit or they drive there. But we should be able to get to the stadium, like I said, by like a quarter to the latest, I think. And I just tell them, make sure you take the Midtown Tunnel, okay? So we can, because like I said, the last time he drove the wrong way, and he got there way too late, and they already sold out. Of course, they sold out all the jerseys because he got there too late. He drove the wrong way. So I'm gonna tell him, take the Midtown Tunnel, okay? So which takes us right into Queens, and you just get on it, and like I say, you can program it into the GPS, and it'll take you It'll take him right into to Queens, and we should be able to get there. Like I said, within 35 to 40 minutes. I'll pay for the parking, and like I said, when they start opening up the around 2:10, I want to get there before then, so that way we can get into the to the stadium because I want to get my bobblehead, my Juan Soto bobblehead. Okay, and then what else? Okay, so then I'll be at the game from because the game usually it'll last like 3 hours depending on how the pitching is. I know Senga pitches today, and this is ironic because I got my Senga jersey that I got in the Ray. I got that jersey because we were late, but when we went to go sit down, I saw somebody had dropped their thing on or left it there on the ground, so I just picked it up and put it in my bag. Exactly. So I wound up getting a jersey, which I'm a Senga jersey, and he's pitching today, which is ironic. So I'm hoping he pitches a great game today for the Mets, a quick, efficient game. Okay, so the game, and hopefully the Mets will start hitting. The problem with the Mets is they're not hitting now. Okay, like I said and now they say Clay Holmes got hurt. I don't know how he got hurt. Okay, but they said he got hurt. So I'm hoping it's not a serious injury because Clay Holmes has been pitching good. Because now they may have to put Manaea back into the lineup, which makes David Peterson's struggles that much worse. So he better pitch better. Okay, so hopefully I'll read about Peterson, about Holmes, and hopefully his injury, whatever it was, it's not that serious. Okay, I got to read about it because I just saw the headline that he got hurt, which I didn't know. But he pitched good. He's been pitching good this year. So hopefully we can't afford to have him be injured, especially with David Peterson struggling the way he is. But the Mets got a hit, unfortunately, and we know Lindor always starts off slow in April, and I think this year also exaggerated it worse because he didn't play because of the hand injury in his hand. He didn't play spring training, or didn't play in the World Baseball Classic. So basically, this is his spring training, literally. But he up. He really does. Excuse me. He needs to step up and Lindor, and because you got to kind of have to carry the team because you're the only legit star that's on the team, all-star that's playing right now with Juan Soto hurt. And again, I think David Stearns, the GM of the Mets, he's going to rue the day that he let Pete go. And I don't mind him changing up the team because the Mets haven't won anything. Like I said, getting rid of Brandon Nimmo and Jeff McNeil, I didn't mind that. But I really wanted to come back, Pete, because Pete is the all-time Mets home run hitter. And Pete, trust me, I think Pete got 3-4 good years left in him. And the Mets were being cheap. And this run prevention crap that he's talking about doesn't make sense because he got players playing out of position. You got Bo Bichette, who's a second baseman, playing third base. No, he's a shortstop, excuse me. You got him playing third base. You got Polanco, who's a second baseman, playing first and DHing. And you got Brett Beatty, who's a better third baseman and second baseman, and play first base. Got him playing outfield. Okay, so the lineup is all, run prevention crap. And then last night, Carson Bench, who's not hitting now, I think it was the eighth inning, right? Or was it the top of the ninth? I think it was the top of the ninth. The guy hit a single and he botched the ball, feeling it, and the guy took botched, this muff of the ball that went to the outfield for the single, trying to get it back in the infield, and then that led to 3 more runs, of course. Okay, which again, Carson Bench, he has to hit. I know they said they asked him, David Stearns before the game, was Carson Bench in danger of going back down? He said no, but he said that it's no for now. Okay, after Juan Soto comes back, and if Carson Bench isn't hitting, I think not now, this month, I think into next month. If in May he's still not hitting, that's why I say he better, hopefully when it gets warmer, he'll start hitting better because that's, I think, his tools to stand because he can play good defense and he can hit. But if you ain't hitting, okay, Carson Bench, I think he is going to be sent back down because the Mets have they have a surplus of players and they can maybe send them down to get some seasoning. Okay, and I'm ranting about baseball. Okay. Anyway, I watched the Boys episode 1 and 2, really good, and I have to edit. I have to edit those down And I think what I'm going to try to do is edit those tonight. I should have done it yesterday when I got home from work. I was just being lazy. I was watching the baseball game, but I should have been editing the boys last night because when I get back from the baseball game, I'm going to watch Monarch uh, Legacy episode. I think it's episode 6. I think, or it could be episode 7. I think it's episode 7. I'm going to watch that when I come back. Monarch, uh, Monarch Legacy and Monster. I'm going to watch that because there's one more episode left. And then I have to edit that tomorrow. So I'm going to try to edit the boys episodes 1 and 2 tonight and tomorrow because I'm hoping I can do it within like 4 hours. I'm hoping I can do it then. I can edit a lot faster on my phone, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can edit those tonight. I'll try to do that when I come back from the baseball game. And like I said, usually, like I said, the game will be like maybe like 3 hours. And if the Mets are winning by a lot, me and my brother may leave before the ninth inning. If the Mets are winning like 8-0, if they're winning by a comfortable margin, then we'll leave. But if not, the game should be over a little bit after 7, I think, or before 7, depending on how the pitching is. Hopefully get back to my house by 8 o'clock because it's easy to go from Queens to the Bronx, and you can probably get there within 35, 40 minutes, get back home, and I can watch Monarch from maybe like from 8 to 9, and then I can see if I can work on editing those tonight, the boys. Okay, and I think, yeah, like I said, what I should have did, I was just being lazy. I should have edited the boys yesterday. At least start working on it yesterday. And I even think about doing it this morning, but I got too much stuff to do to run around. Because after I finish doing this, I'm gonna get up and get dressed and call my brother, and then I gotta go clean his supermarket, get back in the house, hopefully a little bit after 10, and then I'm gonna wait till like a quarter till, or maybe I can edit then, edit a little bit. Okay, but I want to call my brother, and like I said, I also want to make sure we uh make sure he's down there at 1 o'clock because I don't want to miss getting a bobblehead. Okay, because he's going to be late because I know my brother. And what I told him at 1 o'clock. I should have told him 12:30 because then he'd have been there at 1 o'clock. I just have a feeling. So that's why I'm going to call him and tell him, okay, Dad, leave. I don't care how long it takes you. Even if you have to leave the house at 12 o'clock so you can meet me in Midtown by 1 o'clock. We need to be leaving. We need to be on our way to the tunnel at 1 o'clock so that way we don't miss when the stadium opens. I don't want to get to the stadium after 2 o'clock. Okay, I want to be there before 2 o'clock. We can park and then we can get on the line because I know there'll be people lining up because they want that bobblehead. Okay, because the stadium opens at 2:10, so people will probably start lining up like 2 o'clock or even before then. So I want to make sure we're on that line so we can get the bobblehead because they're only giving out 18,000 of them, and the stadium opens up at stadium. It's like 40 something for the Mets game. I think that fills the stadium. So I want to make sure, and it's supposed to be a decent day today. I think the weather's supposed to be like 63, 65, something like that today. So and I'm going to be I'll wear my hoodie, and I'll put my Met jersey over that with my baseball hat, and that should keep me warm. I think because I don't think the weather's going to drop too much. Today I'll look at the weather thing, but I don't think it's going to drop too much. I'll probably have my jacket and with a hoodie and my Met hat, and then when we get to the stadium, I'll take off the jacket and put on my Met jersey, and we go in there like that. But I got to make sure. That's why I'm going to call him at 9:30 and make sure. I press upon him. I said, "Make sure. I don't care how long it takes you. You got to be gone. You got to be there by 1 o'clock. Okay? You can't come at 1:30 or quarter till. Okay? You can't because we have to. Because I'm telling you, I want to get that bobblehead. And if you don't get there, I'll do it like this. I'll meet you at the stadium, but I'm getting a bobblehead. Okay? I'm telling you, don't. I'm gonna try to tell him, don't be late because I know my brother. He'll do that bullshit and he'll fucking. You tell him what I should have told him 12:30. That way, with his ass being late the way he is, he'll come at 1 o'clock by 1 o'clock and we can leave. But I'm gonna tell him listen, come. I, I want to get the bobblehead. If you ain't there by 1:30, okay, I'm gonna leave. Okay, or 25 after, I'll get on the train. Excuse me. I'll get on the train and get there myself and make sure I get to the fucking stadium by 2 o'clock so I can get a fucking bobblehead because I have a. That's why. I'll tell them. I said, make sure. You know what? Get, make sure you're there like 12:50. Okay, because I'm gonna leave my house at 12:50. No, at 11:50, so I can get down there by before 1 o'clock. Okay, and I know how the traffic is in Midtown, and it's Saturday, so the traffic shouldn't be as crazy because it's Saturday. But you gotta be there at 1 o'clock. Meet me at 1 o'clock. Do not fucking bullshit me and delay because I know. Excuse me for cursing. It's not BSing, okay? Because I know my brother. He'll delay. That's why I would tell him. Listen, I don't know how long it takes you to come from Jersey to here. If you have to leave at a quarter to, leave at a quarter to, okay? Because I'll meet me at 12:30. I'm gonna probably be there before 1 o'clock. Before 1 o'clock anyway. I'm gonna probably be there like 50 after, 10 to or a quarter after. So make sure you get there, you know, before 1 o'clock or by 1 o'clock exactly, so we can meet. Because I want to get to the stadium by at least a quarter till the latest, so that way we can get on. Give us 20 something minutes before they open up the stadium, and we can get online. Okay, to make sure because I want that bobblehead. Okay. Anyway, oh yeah, because there was another story with my brother because me and my brother that lives in there, we always go to a baseball game. So I decided to invite my other brother that lives with my sister to come with us to the baseball game. And I said I'll pay for his ticket and stuff because that's they're gonna let me take him because we never he never goes with us to the baseball game. So I invited him, and they were retiring Keith Hernandez's uh they were retiring his number, Keith Hernandez, before the game, and I wanted to get there before the game to watch it. Okay, that's why I wanted to get there. But my brother, I told him to meet me at my house by 12:30, and he BS and BS. I kept waiting and waiting, kept calling him. He kept saying he was on the bus. He's on his way. He's on his way on the bus, and BS. And I think I waited till 1:30. And I was so pissed off. I just say, you know what? I left, and I told my stepfather, tell him to go F himself, because I told him what time to meet me in my house. I told him to meet me in my house at 12:30, so we can get down there by 1 o'clock, and my brother would meet us, down there 34th Street, and then we could get to the stadium uh, by like 1:30, quarter two. But by the time he showed up 1:30, and I just gave up on him and started walking towards the train, and then he comes marching up the hill, eating a pizza. Okay, like it didn't mean anything to him. Okay, then I told him to be there at 12:30, and I was so pissed off. And by the time we got to the stadium, the traffic was forget about it. There was no parking at all. The stadium parking was already filled up because Keith Hernandez, like I said, they were retiring his number, so a lot of people showed up at that because they wanted to see the ceremony. It was before the game, okay, and people wanted to see it. So all the parking was taken care of. It was filled up. It was a Saturday, okay. There was no parking around anywhere, and we kept circling. And then my brother, I was sitting in the front seat with my brother, excuse me, so freaking mad. Okay, I was just, I was, I was just beyond pissed. And my brother that was late was in the back seat. And I said, then my brother that was driving, he said, you know what? I'll just park. I'll just let you. I'll just let you out. And y'all can go, and y'all two can go see the game, and I'll leave, and I'll go back home. And then my brother, and then luckily for us, as we were circling, around the island, the cop told everybody that was late. He told them, listen, y'all can park on the island right there. The islands the little islands that they have when you cross the street uh, that has trees on it. So y'all can park on these islands. So thankfully he let everybody know that, so we could park our cars. My brother parked his car right on one of the islands and stuff, which he didn't have to do. That cop was being really nice, and I really appreciate that he did that. So we was able to go. By the time we got there, the game was already started. Okay, it was, I think, the second inning or something, and I was just so pissed off. And my brother, he bought me this bat. He bought me this bat. This is a Keith Hernandez. I guess they were selling it. See, it was July 9th, 2022. He brought me this bat because he knew I was pissed off. So I have that bat there that he bought me, but I was so pissed off that he that he that he was late and that screwed up thing, so we couldn't see Keith Hernandez's retirement ceremony before the game, which I really wanted to see. So that's why I'm gonna call my brother at 9:30 here and tell him before I run my errands and tell him, could you make sure you leave? I don't care if you make sure you're downtown. Make sure you're there by 1 o'clock or a little bit before, because I don't want to miss getting the bobblehead for Juan Soto. Okay, this is the whole purpose of me going and to seeing the game, of course. But I want that bobblehead. Okay, because I got other bobbleheads of Mets. I got Francisco Lindor over there. I got Noah Syndergaard. I got his lawnmower thing there, and I got a bunch of other things. The Spider-Man thing they were giving away. So that's why I'm going to press upon him to make sure. Okay, do not come at 1:30 or 1:45. Okay, that's not the right time. I want you to be there at 1 o'clock. We said 1 o'clock, so be there at 1 o'clock. Okay, do not BS me, or else I'll stop going. With if I'll stop going. You want to go? I'll take the train because I know I'll be there in time. Okay, exactly. You can meet me over there. Okay, I'm not going because I know my brother. He's driving now because he hated taking the train to Citi Field. He hated taking the train. And then, because for him, he has to come back to Manhattan and then get on the path to go back to Queens, go back to Jersey. So he said, "Screw this! I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to drive from now on." I said, "Okay, but you got to make sure you're on time." Okay, that's the thing. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to yeah, I think tonight I'll watch Monarch, and I'm gonna see if I can edit those 2 episodes of The Boys, episode 1 and 2 tonight. Okay, I'm definitely gonna do that. Okay, so I hope I can do that. So I can. Okay, so that's a goal. Let me wrap this up. Okay, so and then I'll work on my videos and stuff, and I may have to put this video on up late. Okay, so okay, I gotta take a quick break for a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, I had to take a quick bathroom break. I'm sorry about that, but yeah. So let me just wrap this up. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, like, after I come back from the baseball game, I'm going to watch Monarch. Okay, and then I'll start editing The Boys episode 1 and 2, and hopefully, if I don't finish it tonight, I can finish it in the morning. Okay, I'll try to finish it in the morning. Before, yeah, I'll try to do it in the morning, and then before 12 o'clock, hopefully, and then after and then at 1 o'clock, I'll start working on Monarch, editing that. So I got a lot of editing to do. So hopefully, I can knock that out before. Like I said, I was afraid they were going to drop 3 episodes of The Boys, but they only dropped 2 episodes. And like I said yesterday, I should have started working. I should have been editing it when I was watching the baseball game yesterday. That was just pure laziness on my point. I should have been editing in that, so that way I could at least been done with maybe even 1 episode, and then I just have 1 left. But as it is now, I'm gonna have to try to see if I can. Because usually I go to sleep later on the weekends anyway, so I'm hoping that I can edit them tonight. I can. If I can do 1 episode in 2 hours, that would be nice if I can do that. But we'll see how it goes, because both episodes are like over an hour. Okay, I think with the credit stuff, maybe it's less than an hour, but the point. So hopefully that'll work, so I can do that. So again, look for, because this video I'll see if I can render this before I leave to go to the baseball game. Like render it, start rendering it, and then when I come back, it'll be done. Excuse me. So that way I can, by the time I get back, I can upload it and stuff. So, and then I can do videos for my other channel, Views and Opinions, and hopefully, like I said, the editing. Excuse me. And also, I know there's a Punisher trailer that came out the other day for the Punisher TV show that's coming on Disney Plus. So I have to react to that as well. So I got a bunch of stuff to do, but that'll have to come after the baseball game, okay? Today, because like I said, I wanted to go because they're giving away the bobblehead and to see the Mets, you know. So fingers crossed, I'll bring good luck and they'll win today. And I can get that bobblehead too. So there we go. So like I said, I'm gonna call my brother in about a half hour just before I go outside and run do my errands to stress to him to make sure you're there at 1 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna be there probably before 1 o'clock, but make sure you're there by 1 o'clock so we can get to the stadium before 2 o'clock. That's very important. So that way we can get on the line and I can get my Juan Soto bobblehead. Okay, and it's Saturday too, so I'm hoping that the crowds won't be as crazy. Although the weather's supposed to be nice today, so the crowds may be maybe a little bit packed. So that's why I want him to get there at 1 o'clock so we can get to the stadium by like a quarter to or earlier. So that way we can get on the line. I can get on the line and get to make sure I get a bobblehead. Okay. So anyway, hope everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe, be well. Okay, and I think next week we're supposed to have a couple of 78. I think it's supposed to be 70 in the 70s for a couple of days this coming week. So fingers crossed about that. So okay. So anyway, and I'll take a couple of pictures and stuff at the stadium. I always do that, and hopefully the Mets can win. Okay. So fingers crossed on that. So again, look for those. Hopefully Monarch and the 2 episodes of Boys, the first 2. Okay, so those will be like I said. I think Monarch has 1 more episode to go. It's only 8 episodes, and then Boys has 6 more episodes to go, and they'll be coming out every week. So I'll have more time with the after this week because Monarch will end, and Boys episode 3 will be up. I think it will come out on Wednesday, which I'll watch on Thursday, and then I'll edit on Friday. That's the way. Like I said, I should have edited yesterday. Just pure laziness on my part. Okay, so anyway. Hopefully those things will take care of itself. Okay, so anyway, in the description box I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel, Bob Views and Opinions. So you check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my merchandise store. I sell hats, t-shirts, mugs, sweatshirts, hoodies, water bottles, teddy bears for men, women, unisex. I have the 2 logos, the Trepacer logo that you've seen in my videos last week. I was wearing the Trepacer logo, and also the spherical circles. Those are the 2 designs I have. Follow link, it'll take you to my merchandise store. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trepacer saying so long, and take care.